Hi everyone. We will be starting our session in next 2 minutes. Request you to please bear with us. We are waiting for a few more people to join us. So in next 2 minutes, we will be starting our session. Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Ravi and I'm the AGM admissions for the postgraduate program in business analytics and business intelligence. First of all, thanks a lot everyone for joining us today for this session. I know it's a weekday, so it might not be that easy for you to take out time, but I'm really thankful that you guys have been able to take some time to attend this session. So how we'll go about this session, that is something which I just wanted to share with you before I start. So the session is planned in two phases. One is I would definitely want to understand and talk about a little bit about the industry and how it's shaping up and what are the opportunities which it exists today, especially for the analytics part. And going down the line, apart from that, I would try and make you aware about our PGPBABI program and how it is going to help you in the process. So that is something which we are going to take it up in the this entire session. At any point of time, if you have any concerns or any query regarding the program or what I'm speaking about, you can definitely go ahead and write in the questions panel or the chat section, which is there on the right hand side of your screen. And I will be taking up those questions once I'm done with the presentation. So I'll quickly try and go through the presentation so that we have more, so that I can cover more and more questions. So, starting uh, with the session, I just wanted to deal a little bit about how the industry is shaping up in the last couple of years, what has happened, and where we are expecting the analytics industry to move forward in the coming few years. And we have seen that in the short span since when the analytics has actually started picking up pace, especially in the Indian context, we have seen that the revenue generated within the industry has reached somewhere around $2.7 billion revenue. Now, this is something which I understand that it is not a huge number as compared to the other established industries like IT or BFSI industry. But given the fact that just in the last couple of years we have seen the boom within the analytics industry, the revenue generated by the industry is something which is very substantial, and there are various reasons why that is happening, and I'll be dealing with those aspects in the coming few slides. The other aspect is that we have also seen that the annual growth rate in the industry has been somewhere around 33 to 35%, and that is something which is a very healthy growth rate for the industry. And we are expecting an estimated growth of around 7 times than what it is today in the next 7 years. Basically, the growth is doubling or going 100% every year, and that is something which is going to be a very important factor in the scheme of things. It is going to generate a lot of opportunities. It is going to generate uh, there are new projects which are going to come up. There are new areas which are going to develop, and the usage of analytics within different companies, different organizations within all the domains is going to increase substantially. And that is where the growth is at this point of time, where we are seeing a lot of revenue is getting generated. By 2025, we are expecting that the overall growth rate within the industry will be somewhere around $20 billion, and I'll not be surprised if this growth rate actually surpasses the $20 billion mark, because the kind of infrastructure which is being provided at this point of time, the kind of investment which is being done by the government, and the regulatory aspects which are there at this at the current juncture, the kind of investment which even government institutions or government, central government, is actually putting into the sector is something which is phenomenal. And uh, if things go well, there is no reason that why this $20 billion or the 7x growth rate mark cannot be surpassed. One big reason, or in fact, one important feature which we have seen in the last couple of years, from last 2 3 years, where analytics has picked up pace, is the startup area, startup domain. And a lot of new organization, new companies are coming up which are providing analytics as a service to different organization. And that is where we have seen that around 700 to 800 $800 million of funding has happened in the last 2.5 years, and that is something which is increasing at a very fast pace, because this is a phase where the analytics industry itself is in its growth stage. And there are a lot many opportunities which are coming up. There are a lot many problems which the industry, which the economy has, which different organizations have, and they have not been able to solve till now. And these companies are coming up as one of the solution providers and the service providers for their solutions using analytics as a tool. And that is where we are seeing a lot of startups which are coming up into the program. In fact, few of our candidates who have done the program, they have when they were doing their capstone project within the program, they were able to actually come up with a project, and they took that project and went ahead, and they have started their own startup using that particular project. So the opportunities are something which are available in abundance at this point of time at every nook and corner. It's just that the people with the right kind of skill set, the people with right kind of approach towards this entire domain is something which the industry is looking forward to. And if you are having those skill set, then yes, you can definitely go ahead and explore those kind of opportunities. And startup is definitely one great area, an exciting area which you can explore more and more if you are interested in something like this. But the other fact is, one big reason why the industry is growing at a much faster pace is because of the captive analytics centers. So these captive analytics centers have I mean, big organizations, the existing organizations, TCS or Cognizant or different organizations have come up with captive analytics centers, and they are providing analytics as a service to themselves. And that is where a lot of hiring is happening. That is where a lot of salary growth is also we are seeing at this point of time. So wide array of opportunities are available at this point, and it is up to you as to where exactly you want to go with the right kind of skill sets. uh, this is something which was, again, I was talking about the kind of revenue which is being generated in the industry, and the projection by 2025 is that around $20 billion of revenue will be generated by the analytics industry. And it's a straight growth trajectory which we are seeing, that it will keep on growing over the years. And which also means that people who are joining the journey within this industry at this point of time also will reap the benefits accordingly as per the growth within the industry. And One area which is contributing a lot to the analytics revenue, analytics growth, is the kind of services which we are outsourcing to the countries outside India, as well as the services which we are providing to the organizations within India. And similar to what IT was earlier, now we are seeing that analytics is also becoming one of the sectors where analytics as a service is being provided to different countries, and US being one of the topmost receiver or benefiter of that particular service. We have seen that you can see on your screen that US, UK, Australia, Germany, Canada, the Indian companies are providing analytics as a service to all of these countries. And within India also, the share of that revenue has increased over the last year substantially. And that is something which is, again, which shows the importance of analytics, the growing importance of analytics, and the usage of analytics within even the smallest of the organizations have actually started using analytics to their advantage and benefit. And that is something which is showing in the result. If we see the data which was published by NASSCOM very recently, they show that the companies which are actually top performing companies, they are using data and analytics 5 times more than the companies which are performing less. And that itself speaks of a lot about the kind of importance analytics can be associated with. And similarly, analytics is something which is not one separate domain. It is something which serves all the different domains, whether you are in banking and finance, or marketing, or e-commerce, or retail, telecom, healthcare, hospitality. Every industry is touched by analytics. The only thing which is different is that the knowledge and the understanding about different industry changes. The way you apply analytics, its tools and techniques remain the same. How well you know about that industry, that is something which keeps changing from one domain to the another. And that is where we are seeing BFSI is something which is leading the market in terms of the market size. It is one of the biggest contributors, then marketing, advertising, e-commerce, retail. These segments are using analytics heavily, and they are generating revenue in turn, using their services, using the analytical tools and techniques as a service for their own organizations. And similarly, if we talk about the cities where we are seeing growth in the analytics domain, then Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, of course, are Hyderabad are the top cities which are leading the pack. Pune and Chennai were already there in the analytics market. The market size is increasing every year by some percentage points. And Kolkata is something which we have seen that it has come up with one more new city as one of the cities where analytics market is actually expanding, not at a very fast pace, but yes, there are scope available within that city also. Now, what are the key drivers and the impact? Why analytics has suddenly picked up the pace? Was it that data was not there earlier, and suddenly we have found out that there are tons of data and we can utilize that? No. So data was, to a certain extent, it was still there. A lot of data has now been generated because the advent of the internet and platforms like Google and Facebook. Because of these activities, the availability of smartphones and mobile phones, availability of 3G, 4G network, all these things are actually contributing to the availability of data in a much easier manner as compared to what it was earlier. And gone are the days when actually we used to pardon me, gone are the days when we actually used to take decisions based on the basis of hunch or previous experience. Now most of the organizations are dealing with the objectives which they want to achieve purely on the basis of what the data suggests them. Now imagine an organization like Google, right? We call data as the new oil. The reason why we call data as the new oil, because it is one of the most important and the most valuable resource which is available. A company like Google, I'm sure a lot of you will be using Android phone. A lot of you will be using Google services. Uh, at this point of time, Google knows most of the things about you. Where have you parked your car? Uh, on which road do you generally drive from your office to work or from your work to office, where do you generally eat, what kind of food you eat, what kind of clothes you buy, where you are ordering groceries from, what kind of song you like, what kind of things which you like to purchase online, all those things which possibly can would, or you would want to keep that as a secret. Google knows that. And imagine someone having so much information about you, how much of an influence that particular organization can have in terms of your buying behavior or spending pattern. Now, I'll just share a small example of how a company is using analytics to market the products in a much better manner, right? So I'm sure a lot of you will be knowing about the company known as Target. Target is a company, it's a retail chain in US, and what they did was that they have multiple stores, and they analyzed the data, and they figured out that a lot of in fact majority of the men between a specific age group, they were coming to their stores and they were actually buying beer from their store. Now, uh, generally when we see that so if someone is buying beer, our usual experience or hunch says that okay, they will be buying a snack or something on the sides along with beer, which will go and accompany the beer. But that is something which we would have done that analysis just on the basis of experience and the hunch, and thinking that okay, a peanut sells much better than the beer, much better along with the beer. But by doing an analysis, they found out that men in a specific age group, that was I think between the 35 to 40 age group, they what they were doing was they were buying beer, and along with that they were buying diapers. Now, this is a combination which you generally do not expect, that someone is going to buy a beer pack, and they are also buying diaper along with that. And most of them were doing that, and they were able to figure this out by doing tons of calculation using the tools which are available at their disposal. And on the basis of that, they were able to make a better marketing decision. On the basis of that, they were able to make a better product placement decision within their store, that okay, beer and diapers can be placed much closer to each other, because the sales was something which is likely to be on a higher side. There is a, in fact, if someone is interested, you can definitely go and check the case study which is available online. You'll find more insights from that how Target is using analytics to drive its business. And similarly, most of the retail chain in India are actually using analytics to drive their business. A lot of analytics is being used in the predictive analysis area. So, for example, airline companies are using predictive analytics to their advantage. They are trying to predict that when will their engine fail, when will the engine develop snag, or when will the plane develop a snag, and they are monitoring the data which is being generated by the engine on a in a real time basis. And what they are able to do is that they are able to predict that when their engine is going to develop a snag. So, for example, an Air India plane which is flying from Mumbai to say Bhopal or Jamnagar, they Air India would want their plane to be serviced in Mumbai, because they have their service station in Mumbai. Their equipment, tools, their manpower is available in Mumbai to service their plane, rather than in Jamnagar. So what they will do is that by using predictive maintenance or predictive analytics, they can identify that okay, my engine is going to develop a snag now. So they will make sure that their plane is stationed in Mumbai before that particular time frame. And that what that will do is that if the engine would have developed a snag in Jamnagar, they would have transported their entire machinery, equipment, manpower to that particular place. That would have costed a lot to them. And airlines industry being a very cost intensive industry, people, I mean, they would want to save as much cost as possible, because that's how they earn their money. And they can use analytics in order to derive more output from the existing business, and make sure that there is the least loss to the business at this point of time. And these are just some of the examples which I just wanted to share, that how analytics is being used in different industries, whether it is marketing or whether it is airline industry, whether it is defense, whether it is financial domain, whether it is supply chain domain, telecom domain. Different domains are using analytics for their advantage in order to derive the best output which they are looking for. And this is something which I have anyway had a discussion that why analytics is actually picking space, because there is an exponential increase in data because of internet, because of smartphones, and availability of better internet connections, 3G 4G network. And uh, also the regulatory and risk compliances have become much more transparent as compared to what it was. So all these things are contributing to more and more data generation. Every second we are generating tons of data on Facebook or Google or Instagram or LinkedIn, Twitter, all these kind of platforms, and this data generated is being used to provide insights to different businesses, and they are selling their services, and they are using those data points to actually improve their performance when it comes to delivering services. And the impact is what I told you some time back, is that the top performing enterprises have shown a 5 times higher usage of analytics as opposed to the low performance. And that is something which is very substantial, and that number is increasing, and it will increase furthermore than what it is today. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will be interested that, okay, industry is growing, then what is there for me? Now, with with the increase in the growth within any industry, um, obviously the growth within the salary as well as the growth within the opportunities which are available within the industry also grows accordingly. And we have seen that last year analytics industry has reached its highest average salary, which is around 12.7 lakh rupees. And we have also seen that professionals who were earning salary between 15 lakhs or more has increased from 17% to 23%, and that is a substantial number of people earning more than 15 lakhs. And that also shows the kind of demand which is there in the industry, that the companies are willing to pay a decent amount, or in fact a very fancy amount to candidates who are equipped with relevant tools, techniques, and knowledge about the analytics overall. And it's not only how to work on tools, there are other aspects of analytics which are actually very important, which a lot of times people do miss. And that is something which I'll cover in the second half of the presentation. But coming back to the salary part, Mumbai continues to be one of the highest paymasters in the industry by paying around 13.3 lakh rupees, and it is followed by Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Pune, and Hyderabad. Whereas we have seen that the data engineering professionals, the median salary has increased by 23% this year, with telecom sector paying the highest salary. Telecom sector has paid around 18.6 as the highest average salary amongst all the different domains. And it also shows that how telecom companies are actually aggressively moving towards hiring relevant skill sets, relevant skilled professionals within their companies. And it has been increasing ever since, like from last 2-3 years or so, and that is the trajectory which we are going to see in the next couple of years also. Now, that is something which was a little bit about the industry, which was about the salary part. Now, how postgraduate program or business analytics and in business intelligence program can actually go ahead and help you in this process. That is something which I wanted to deal with with that part quickly. Now, what we have done is that we have one advantage with us. That advantage is that we have been one of the pioneers within the analytics education. And what we have seen is that how the industry has changed from last 4-5 years till now. What are the kind of tools and techniques which have changed? What are the kind of the requirements which the industry has? It has changed over a period of time. And similarly, our curriculum and our program has also been it has been changing from time to time as per the requirement. And what that has done is that it has helped us remain relevant. And that is where our us being industry oriented, as an industry oriented program comes into picture. Because what we do is that we do not just create the program in silos. The program is co-created and co-delivered along with the industry professionals. Now, if uh, if we would have created the program just with the help of the academicians, we would have achieved only certain objective, but the objective was to make the program much more industry relevant and as per the requirement of what the industry want and not what we want to teach. And that is where industry collaboration comes into picture. A lot of industry professionals actually participate in the designing of the curriculum as well as delivering of the curriculum, and that is why you'll see that around 60% of the curriculum is delivered by the industry professionals and 40% of the curriculum is delivered by the Great Lakes faculty. And that is where a perfect blend of both the industry and the academic domain actually comes into picture. Now, we designed this program to make the program very, very flexible for the working professionals. So that is why the program is a 12 months program. It's not a very long duration program. If it is a very long duration program, you will lose the advantage of completing something in a quicker time frame where you can go out and transition and use the skill set to actually move forward within using analytics as a skill set. So that is why we kept the program as a 12 months program, wherein the classes are conducted on one weekend every month. Now, by one weekend every month, I mean in the first month when you're joining the classroom session, you will be coming only for 3 days of classroom session. That is one Friday, one Saturday, and one Sunday. These are three consecutive days you will be coming, and the timing will be morning from around 9:30 until evening 5:30 or 6. So basically 3 consecutive days in the first month. Then there will be a gap of around 20 days or so. During this 20 days, what you will be doing is that whatever you have studied in those 3 days, you will be getting various assignments, case studies, project works. There will be quizzes, there will be group discussions which will be happening, and all those activities will be evaluated. You have to do a hands-on practice on whatever you have learned in the initial 3 days of classroom session. Then during this 20 days gap, you will be doing these activities. Once you're done with that, there will be the next classroom session in the next month. That is, in the second month, you will come only for 2 days of classroom session, that is Saturday and Sunday. And these will be again 2 consecutive days, full day of classroom session. Then again in the third month, you will come for 3 days of classroom session, and fourth month, you will come for 2 days of classroom session. So basically, every alternate month, you will be coming for one extra day of session, that is on Friday. And in a year, you will come for 30 days of classroom session. So what is happening is that during the classroom, majority of your learning is happening, wherein the faculty will be coming and teaching you in the program, and these are the top most faculty in the industry available at this point of time, both from the industry as well as from the academia. So they will be coming and personally teaching you in the program. Apart from that, one of the important factor of the feature of the program is that it prepares you for business roles in analytics. Now, I understand that a lot of you will be looking forward to not just do some number crunching, but also to derive some insight from that number, as well as to present that insight to the concerned party or to your management or to the relevant person. Now, that is something which is a very integral part of the program. If you are looking for business roles in analytics, that is where this program comes into the picture. You don't need to have a prior work experience in the programming domain, because what we do is that we will be teaching you from the basics as to how to work on R or Python, and it is something which is not a very difficult language to understand. In fact, if you will see, majority of the candidate who join our program are from a non IT background, and even within the IT background, not everyone is coming from the coding background. So coding is something which is not a prerequisite for the program, because that is something we teach you in the program how to do that, and it is a fairly easy language to understand. And that is why you see, across all the batches we would have had, most of the candidates are from non-programming background or non-analytics background. So that is something which is again an important aspect of the program. Flexibility is something which is again an important part of the program. We have made it flexible so that you can work as well as study at the same time. You don't need to leave your job. The other part is that something which we at Great Learning and Great Lakes are very, very proud about the fact that, and that is that we have been ranked number one from last 3 consecutive years, and that is something which is again a, a feather in the cap, I would say. This ranking has not come easy. It has come purely because of a couple of reasons, in fact 3 reasons. One is the kind of faculty which teaches in the program, the second part is the kind of curriculum which we have, and the third part is the kind of people who join the program. Because unless and until our selection process is robust, unless and until we get the best set of people whom we want to participate in the program, it will not be possible for us or for these candidates to actually go out in the industry and make a name for themselves. And that is where we are seeing that around 67 to 70% of the candidates have been able to transition into the analytics industry. Either within their domain they have started using analytics, within their company they have started using analytics, and a lot of them have actually moved into analytics as an industry. And that is where we are seeing that more and more interest is being generated around this BABI program. And that is why from last 3 years or so we have been ranked number one by Analytics India magazine. So that is something which is there. The other part is that the program is very hands-on program. It is not a theoretical program where you will come to the classroom session and you will learn something theoretically and you will not practice that. A lot of times, in fact most of the times, whatever you're learning you will keep doing hands-on practice even within the classroom, as well as when you are outside the classroom. You are given lots of data sets, you are given case studies, mini projects to do, and on the basis of that you have to derive certain outcomes and conclusions and present it to the faculty, submit it using our online Olympus, that is a learning management system. So all these things clubbed together makes the program and the learning which happens within the program very relevant and industry specific, and that is where most of the candidates get value out of it. Now, I said that curriculum is something which is a very important aspect of this program, and what we have done is that we have divided the curriculum into 3 different parts. One is the business foundation part, the other one is the analytical tools and techniques, and the third one is the industry exposure. What we do in the foundations part is that we give you introduction to analytics and also give you an exposure to business finance, marketing and CRM, statistical methods for decision making. And all these subjects are actually linked to analytics. They are analytics focused subjects. So what this helps is that this also helps you in understanding that how analytics behaves in different domains. The other part is that when we move further into the program is the analytical techniques part, wherein you will be deep diving into the analytics, the tools and techniques which we are teaching in the program, whether it is data mining, predictive modeling, time series forecasting, machine learning, optimization technique, every module. And these are the modules, this is not the detailed curriculum. Within these modules you'll be learning about various techniques, whether you are working on regression or clustering or ANOVA or machine learning or different aspects related to that. Within the module you will be finding that there are aspects which you will be interested in knowing. You can go to our website and find out more details. There is a detailed version of the curriculum which is available. So in the second part, that is the analytics techniques, you get to do a hands-on practice and experience on all these aspects. And the third part is the domain exposure part. Now what happens in the domain exposure part is that you get exposure to uh, business plus analytics clubbed together. So what happens is you will be going through subjects such as marketing and retail analytics, web and social media analytics, finance and risk analytics, supply chain and logistics analytics. Now you will be getting exposure across different domains, that how analytics is working across the domains. And again, I would like to repeat one thing, that is the way you apply analytics, the kind of tools and techniques which you are using, that does not change with domain. What changes is your understanding and knowledge about that particular domain, and that is where you build your expertise. So if you are from telecom industry or you are from marketing industry, so what you will do is that during the domain exposure part you will also be going through a capstone project. So you can go ahead and pick up a project within your domain, that you want to do a project within the telecom sector, or you wanted to do something related to telecom analytics or marketing analytics or supply chain analytics, healthcare analytics, anything where you are more interested, or you must be having an objective that after doing this program I should be doing this, I should be going to a specific industry, or within your own company you are going to go ahead and do something within a specific domain. So you can take up a project in that area and go ahead and build up a project report. It is going to be a complete hands-on project report which you are going to do, wherein you will apply all the learnings which you have had in the last 6-7 months, in the initial 6-7 months of the program. You will be applying in the program, and along with that you'll also be studying other aspects of the program. That is one part. The other part is that throughout the 12 months of the program, you will be working on various tools. Now, the two main tools which we are using is R and Python. And Python earlier was in the online module. Now we have included that in the classroom module. So Python, the parts of Python will be taught in the classroom. So R and Python is something which will be taken up in the classroom module. We have not updated that in the slide here, but and the other part is the Tableau, which is a data visualization tool. So R, Python, and Tableau, these three tools will be covered in the classroom session, whereas SAS is something which will be available to you in the online module. You can go and study SAS as a tool if you are interested in doing so. Now, the other part is also that we also conduct hackathons. So we will be conducting hackathons during the program, wherein you will be participating, and you will be doing a much more active hands-on experience on whatever you have learned. We are trying to make the program as much practical and hands-on as much as possible, because at the end of the day, analytics is all about practice. The more you practice, the better you get with the techniques which are being used in the domain, the better you get with the tools which you are using in the domain, and the better your chances are to actually go ahead and highlight those skill sets which you have learned during the program. And that is where this entire curriculum comes into the picture. Now, the other part of the curriculum is that it does not teach you just to how to work on tools, right? That is a fairly easy thing to do, that you can go ahead and learn how to work on R or how to work on Python. That's a fairly easy thing to do. But how to make sense out of data, what kind of techniques to use at what point of time, which problem statement needs a different kind of technique, what is the kind of analysis which you can derive out of that data crunching which you have done, from where to do the data mining, how to clean the data, how to put the data in a structured format, then how to make sense out of that data, and then ultimately how to go ahead and present that data in a project format as well as in a tabulated format using the data visualization tools. That is something which is part and parcel of the program. So it deals with end-to-end problem solving. So it's not just how to work on tools what we are teaching, but end-to-end problem solving. That is something which you will be learning in the program, and that is something which has proved very useful to the candidates who have joined the program in past. And the other part is that, which I was talking about, is the Capstone project. Now, I've already talked about the project a little bit, and these are some of the examples of the projects which our candidate would have done. Some have done in retail sector, some have done in banking, web and social media, supply chain, finance and accounts, insurance, different areas, and they have used different techniques. And this is what I was talking about, that what technique needs to be used in a specific case. That is something which is going to be very interesting. And people have used this Capstone project to actually go ahead and highlight it during their transition phase, when they are sitting in the front of the interviewer, when they are talking to their recruiters. They are actually using this Capstone project to highlight what they have done, because you see, most of the candidates who are joining the program are not from analytics background. And in order to showcase that you know something in analytics, you have done something credible in analytics, you need something in your hand, and this is where the project comes into the picture. And this is what mostly the companies or the recruiters focus on when they are talking to you. And that is why we put a lot of focus and emphasis on that you should do this project in a very in a in a very detailed manner and a hands-on manner. So this is something which is going to be very important. In case if you are interested to do a project with your own organization, you want to transition within your own company, you can go ahead and ask for a project, and you can take that as a Capstone project within the program. What that will do is that it will also give your company an insight into whether you are capable enough of handling the analytics, various analytics projects within the organization, and if you do a good job in the project, and that is the opportunity which you can explore. And many candidates do that. If you're not doing that, then Great Lakes will be providing you with a project within your domain or the industry which you are looking for, and along with that there will also be an industry mentor which will be provided, who will be helping you out throughout the project duration in terms of understanding the concerns. If you have any doubts or queries or anything where you are getting stuck, that person will be, industry mentor will be guiding you throughout the project duration. So that is something which is going to be very, very important. Now, the other part which makes the program very interesting is the fact that the kind of faculty which we have. If we talk about Dr. Bappaditya or Dr. P.K. Vishwanathan, Dr. R.L. Shankar, these are all the faculties who are very, very senior in nature. And what we have seen is that, I mean, in fact, recently, three of our senior most faculty have been ranked among top 20 analytics academicians in the country, which include Dr. Bappaditya, Dr. P.K. Vishwanathan, and Dr. R.L. Shankar. These are very, very senior industry academicians, and they have been teaching in this area from last 15-20 years or so. They are the ones who have done their PhDs and education from top-notch institutions in the country and abroad, and they are also the same faculty, and in fact they are the permanent faculty of Great Lakes, and they also teach as visiting faculty in IIMs and ISBs and IITs, and even in the countries in Germany, France, UK, and other destinations. And imagine the kind of insight in, imagine the kind of experience which they will bring on table, uh, given their experience both in the international education domain as well as the Indian education domain. So that is something which adds a lot more value to the entire program, and that's what makes it very, very interesting to learn. Apart from that, we are also having a lot of industry faculty who are coming and teaching you. So as I said, around 60% of the program is covered by the industry professionals, and that is where we see the top-notch professionals from the companies like Cognizant or Deloitte or American Express or EXL, eValueServe, Fractal Analytics, MuSigma. From these organizations, they actually come and teach you in the program, and these are at the vice presidents or directors or CEO level or business head level. Now imagine learning from someone who is actually doing this day in and day out within their organization, and they are coming and sharing their experience, as well as they are teaching you different modules within the program. So you get to learn a lot from them, and that is where your industry relevance comes into picture. Now, a lot of times we do get asked questions that why they should actually go ahead and join a BABI program. Why not something else? Now, there are multiple reasons, and we have tried to put together some of them on this slide, which will help you understand what does Great Lakes actually brings you on the table, and that is something which is very important. In fact, if you talk about the kind of advantage which Great Lakes certificate gives you, that is something which is again enormous. We have been one of the oldest institutions in the country who is providing, or which is providing analytics education in the country, and we are ranked number one. That is something over the period of time which has helped us in making the program much better, which has helped us in attracting a far better quality of faculty than any other institute, and that is something which is appreciated by a lot of our candidates, and that's why you will see that the kind of rankings which our faculty gets, that is something which is phenomenal. After every classroom session, we take the feedback from the candidate, and every faculty is actually ranked on the topic which they have taught, and that is where we see a lot of output feedback which is taken, and then we try and improvise on that aspect. So a constant feedback from the candidate is taken into consideration, and improvement points are then taken ahead on that basis. So Great Lakes is providing you that kind of an advantage because of the faculty, as well as because of the certificate which you will be getting. At the end of the program, you will be getting two certificates. One will be from Great Lakes Institute of Management, and the other one will be from Stewart School of Business from Illinois Institute of Technology. So it's not only Great Lakes which is certifying the program or which is giving the certificate, but the program is also getting an international recognition from one of the top institutes from US also. The other part is that we try and make the program much flexible for you. So by flexibility, I mean, first of all, you will be coming on one weekend every month to the classroom session. That is something which I have already explained you in my previous slide. Apart from that, what we also do is that we will be providing you access to our learning management system, that is Olympus. Now what this Olympus does is that you will be having the access to all your study material, all your reading material, all the pre-recorded videos which are required to support you during the learning phase will be there on this learning management system. You can access it from anywhere and at any time, even from we have a separate mobile app from which you can go ahead and access this learning management system. That is one part. The other part is that uh, what it also does is all the classroom sessions which happen, they are also recorded at the same time, and the recording of the classroom session is then uploaded on the learning management system. So what this does is, in case if you are missing few classroom sessions because of your personal schedule or professional schedule, then you can go back to the learning management system and see what the faculty has taught during the entire days of classroom session, and you can cover up those aspects, and next time whenever you are there in the classroom session, you can clarify your doubts and queries from your faculty, from the management team, or from your classmates who were present on that day. So what that this will do is that it will help you in not missing out on any of the things which are being taught in the classroom session. And the other aspect is also that you will be having the access to this learning management system even 3 years after the completion of the program. So at any point of time going down the line, you feel that okay, you're missing something, or you want to revisit certain subjects or modules or the videos, you can anytime log into the learning management system and check what the faculty taught and see the video or the study material. That will all be made available to you even after the completion of the program. The other part is that you will be getting a dedicated support from the program office, the program management team. So there are program managers basically who help you out during the entire 12 months of the program, and every batch has a dedicated program manager. What they do is that they help you in the process throughout the 12 months. At any point of time, if you have any queries or any concern, if you're stuck at some module or some topic, you're not able to move forward, you can reach out to the program management team. They will be happy to connect you to a industry mentor or to the faculty, or they will be happy to help you out in solving your doubts and queries, because most of our program managers are also a subject matter expert in the analytics, and that is something which helps them in understanding your queries and concerns in a much better manner, and also connecting you to the relevant person. So what we try and do is that we make sure that you do not get stuck at one point, at one single point. We try and make sure that we provide you support, so that if you are stuck, you are able to connect to the relevant person, and then you can clarify your doubts and queries and move forward in the program. So, and that is one big reason that why we see that the completion rate in the program is very, very high. We try and actively reach out to candidates if they are falling behind, or if there is any concern which they are facing, and we try and help them during that process so that they can learn and improve in a much better manner than the others. The other part is that you will also be getting the alumni status of Great Lakes. So after the completion of the program, similar to the full-time program, this program candidates will also be given an alumni status if you are successfully completing the program. And in order to successfully complete the program, you definitely need to clear all the evaluation processes. That is the other part. And I've already told you that the entire program is a hands-on application based program. So what we do is that during the entire 12 months of the program, you will be going through various case studies, quizzes, project works, mini projects, right? And all those things will help you understand and implement the tools and techniques which you have learned in the program in a pure practical manner, which will give you a much better understanding. And apart from this, what we also do is that we have also developed a e-portfolio for all our candidates. So as and when in the program you are going through the program, what we do is, according to the projects what you're doing, we develop the an e-portfolio for this. And this is how an e-portfolio actually looks like. So you can see the kind of skills or the kind of tools which you would have used during the program. As and when you learn a particular tool, those tools automatically get added to this e-portfolio. When you do a capstone project, it gets automatically added to this e-portfolio, along with the kind of tools which you have used, along with the description what you wanted to what we would capture from your project. Similarly, during the duration of the program, we also you will also be doing various mini projects or case studies. All those projects and case studies which wherein you have done a hands-on project, it will automatically get populated here on the ePortfolio. So that you can go ahead and highlight this on digital platform or social media platform. So this is something which is a shareable link, wherein you can share it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other platforms. So what this does is that it helps you in highlighting the kind of projects and the tools which you would have used during the program. And a lot of recruiters are actually looking for the talent and the opportunity they are providing in the online mode, and we are helping you to create this e-portfolio automatically without any effort, as and when you are going ahead and doing the project, and it will get populated, and you can then go ahead and share it in your social network or LinkedIn or a professional network. So that is something which will help you in moving forward. Now, alumni speak, I will not take much time. You can definitely visit on the website and explore more. You name the company, most of the companies you would see that our alumni are working at this point of time, and top-notch organizations our candidates are actually working. One area where I'm sure you'll be interested in knowing more about is the career enhancement part. Now, in the career enhancement, what we have seen is that a lot of times people do ask question that what are the kind of facilities or the opportunities which we provide to the candidate. What we do are like multiple things. One is that we help the candidates preparing in preparing for their resume and the interview process for especially related to the analytics job and analytics profile, and there are special industry sessions which happen specifically for that purpose. The other part is that we also share job opportunities with our candidates. Now, these are lateral opportunities which we share with our candidates. There is a dedicated career support team which actually reaches out to different organizations as well as different companies. They reach out to us because they are aware about our program. What we do is that we take the job descriptions from them, we take the job opportunities which they are offering, and we internally share it with the candidates who are part of our program. Anyone who is interested in applying for that job, we take your resume or CV and we submit it to the company. Depending upon the shortlisted profiles, the company then takes the process ahead with the candidates, and that is how this entire career support activity works in terms of us sharing the job opportunities. And we have seen that the opportunity which has been shared with our candidates, it has ranged, the salary range has been between 5 lakh to 50 lakhs depending upon the experience our candidates are applying for, the depending upon the work experience range. And as a result, we are seeing that around 35 to 40 transitions are happening every month, and that is something which is very, very substantial. We have a, and this transition is happening not only from the current pool, and this is something which I'm talking about, the pool which has actually graduated from the program. So from both current as well as the graduated pool, every month 35 to 40 transitions are happening, and we have seen that around 67% of the candidates who have graduated from the program, they have been able to transition within the analytics industry or within their own organization. They have been able to move into a different role, or they have been able to progress further using the analytics skill set. And that is something which is again uh, very, very interesting and heartening for us to see that our candidates doing so well. These are the kind of the companies name what you see on your screen are the kind of companies who have shared the job opportunities with us in last couple of months. This is not an exhaustive list, it's just a small list for to showcase you all. Companies like McKinsey or American Express or Deloitte or Zomato, Genpact, JP Morgan, Fractal, Accenture, Amazon, all these kind of organization which you can imagine, we are actually reaching out to them or they are reaching out to us, and we are sharing the opportunities from them. The other part is the networking with the industry professionals. Now, the average work experience in the batch is somewhere around 8 years or so. Now, there are professionals who are having higher work experience also, and it all, we have seen that in previous batches also, the people having higher work experience within the batch, they have been doing various activities. They have in fact gone ahead and hired their own batchmates in certain cases who are having slightly lesser experience, and that is something which has happened many a times. What has happened is that people have come up together and they have started their own startup. They have come up and they have done a project, a capstone project in a specific field. They have found it interesting, and they found idea which is worth giving a try in the market or the industry outside, and they have been able to start a startup. Few of the professionals have actually gone ahead and started their own consulting business on the basis of what they have learned in the program by forming a group. So a lot many opportunities and networking activities happen within the program, not only within the batchmates but as well as from the faculty who comes from industry to teach, because these are very senior faculties or industry professionals who are at VP or the business heads or the CEOs level, who are coming and teaching you. So because they are into analytics, they are dealing with the opportunities within their organizations, or they are in the decision making uh, process of the hiring within their organization, and that is where they help our candidates also, and especially the ones who are performing well in the program. So you can explore the opportunities accordingly. But all these set of activities clubbed together has actually given a lot of opportunities to our candidate, and that is why we are seeing around 35-40 transition happening every month from our program. And by the way, just these 35 40 transitions are happening across 6 locations. So we have our program which we run at 6 different locations, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore. So all these different locations we are running this program, and across different locations, different batches are there. Similarly, when I talk about the batch profile, the kind of people who come into the program, you can see that the diversity is something which is part and parcel of the program. And that is something which we deliberately try and make sure that the program is diverse, because that is where you get to learn a lot. Predominantly, it is a IT heavy batch, which we generally have. But what we have seen is that more and more professionals from different industries like BFSI or consulting or telecom, automobile, from different industries, more and more professionals have started realizing the importance and need of doing analytics within their company or within their domain, and they have started equipping themselves with these kind of skill set. Because nowadays the just doing one graduation or doing one post graduation program is something which is not proving that useful, because these are the aspects which have not yet been included in our curriculum at the graduation and the post graduation level. And in order to do in order to add these kind of skill set, a program like BABI comes in very handy, and something which a working professional can actually go ahead and equip themselves for. And that is where we are seeing more and more working professionals coming into the system, and mostly in the work experience range of around 8 years or so. And similarly from the different backgrounds, so you don't need to be necessarily an engineer to participate in the background, or you don't need to necessarily know coding to participate in the background in the program. And as I said, 7 to 8 years of experience is something which is required, is the average experience. These are the kind of small list from where different candidates are coming from different organizations. Again, it's a small list. You can check more details on our website. Now, the eligibility criteria for the program is that you should have a bachelor's degree with a minimum 50% in the graduation, and previous experience in analytics or coding is not required for the program. That is something which you will be learning in the program, how to code on or how to work on R or SAS or Python. That is something which you are going to learn in the program. The program fees is 3,95,000 plus GST, which is 18%. So it comes to around 4,66,000 rupees, which can be paid into different installments. Now, the installments are designed in such a manner that it helps you pursue the program without feeling a lot of burden. So what we do is that once you go through the selection process, and once the admission offer is given to you, you will have to pay an admission fee of 59,000 rupees to confirm your candidature. then the remaining fees will be paid in 3 equal installments, and these are 3 consecutive installments which will start in the first month when the program starts. So that is something which you can look forward to. We have a tie-up of education loan tie-up with HDFC Credila and Avance Education. They provide education loan at a very low rate of interest as compared to market rate of interest, which is exclusively only for Great Lakes candidates, and at around 10.25%. So that is something which you can explore. There is a Zest money option which is available, wherein you can avail a 0% interest rate for, in specific cases. You can go ahead and explore that opportunity also. The other part is that the selection process, what happens is that you apply online. As soon as you apply online, you will also get an access to or a preview to our certain courses which you will be getting. You can also see that how the classroom sessions actually happen. There is a video which is available there. You can also explore what are the kind of opportunities which our candidates have received in the last couple of months, as well as what are the kind of capstone project which our candidates have done in last in couple of batches. That is something which is available. Once you apply, you will get a program preview, and that is a limited access program preview, wherein a small course is also made available to you to actually just go through that. Some parts of the course which we have included, which we could have made in the video format, we have showcased there. And then there is a video on the classroom learning, how a classroom session actually happens. You can have a feel of that session also. And accordingly, you can go ahead and once you have completed the application form, you will get that access, and then your application will be included in the selection process, wherein you will have to go through a screening come interview process. And then if you are selected in the process, you will be released an admission offer, and accordingly you can go ahead in the process. Now, these are the dates which we have at this point of time, and we are going to launch a batch in Bangalore in September, Chennai in August, by the end of this month. Gurgaon we are going to launch in October. We have recently launched a batch a couple of weeks back. In Hyderabad, we are going to launch in the last week of this month again, and Mumbai we are going to launch in September. We launched our last batch in the month of May, and Pune we are going to launch in November. The last batch which got launched in the month of July, and Chandigarh is something which we are looking forward to launch our inaugural batch at this point of time. So this is something which I have. Today is the last date to not last date, in fact today is one of the application deadlines to apply. What we do is that we follow a rolling admission process. So as and when the application deadline comes in and we receive the application form, we process it for the immediate next batch. And if your profile fits in to the criteria and the selection process which we are following, we will go ahead and interview you and shortlist you. And if you are given the admission offer, if you enroll in the program, a seat will be offered to you in that particular program. And if there are any seats left after that, then again we will open up the application deadline for that particular batch in the next week or the week following that. So that's a rolling admission process. We try and maintain certain diversity in the program so that it does not happen that the entire batch is coming from one single industry. So there is a elimination process also which happens during the entire selection process. So that was it from my end in terms of how the industry is shaping up, as well as what the program is all about. What I will do quickly is that I'll go through the questions which you all have written in the question section. I'll be more than happy to answer that. So Amish has asked a question that, being a project manager with no association whatsoever with software development, how can I come up to speed with BABI? So Amish, to answer your question, some part I've already answered, that we will be starting from scratch when it comes to, you don't have to develop a software. We will be starting from scratch when it comes to dealing with certain tools like R and Python. Now, these tools are logic-based tools. Basically, you need to write a single line or two-line code basically there, that if then else kind of a logic needs to be applied, that if this happens then do what, right? That kind of logic is applied there using certain codes, and that is a very easy language to actually understand. And that is why R and Python are something which most of the analytics professionals use in the industry. And we will be starting from the basics. We will be giving you a lot of data sets to practice, and The duration between the two classroom session is something that wherein you will be going through a lot of hands-on practice on your own, also on the data set which you will be providing. So that will help you come up to speed, and that is why you will see that majority of the class is not from the analytics background or not from the IT background, and still they are able to do it because the curriculum and the pedagogy is designed in such a manner that it helps you to move into this particular role without having much information before coming into the program. Also, what we do is that as soon as you enroll into the program, we give you access to our learning management system, that is Olympus, and it will give you the access to certain pre-read materials and study material. Before you join the program, you will have the access. You can go out and practice. You will have to practice. It is made mandatory. You will have to practice. You will have to learn a couple of things before you are there in the classroom session. So it will help you come up to a certain speed even before you are there in the classroom session. Uh, so Gibson Daniel has asked me that what is the right kind of skill set, what I'm referring to. Do we need any prerequisite to join analytics? I think I've already answered that, Daniel, that we don't need any prerequisite till the time you are comfortable dealing with numbers and statistics. A 10-12 statistics is something which is very a good thing to have, and you should not be afraid of dealing with data and numbers. Number crunching is analytics is all about number crunching. So if that is something which you are interested in, then you will be able to pick it up if till the time you are putting in the effort within the program. Swarit, yes, Swarit, you wanted to ask some question. Please, if you can write the question, I'll be more than happy to answer. So Nidhi has asked a question that she has done her BE and MBA and has 8 years of experience in HR, and she intends to change the field and enter into the in data science industry. What are the challenges and how she can go ahead? I have in-depth experience in HR analytics and am hands-on and basic programming. Now, Nidhi, as far as the changing of industry is concerned, that is a possibility in certain cases. So for example, in your case, definitely a consulting company will be more than happy to look into your profile, where you're not working as a HR per se, but you're working for HR related projects of a consulting company. Similarly, a similar kind of organizations will be valuing your experience, because what you have in your kitty, what you have at this point of time is 8 years of experience in HR, and that is something which is very valuable for any organization. That is a pure domain experience which you have. The other part which you are already having a little bit of understanding and about analytics, and you are already dealing with the HR analytics part. Any organization who is dealing with the HR consulting, or any organization which is dealing with the HR analytics part, a KPO or a consulting company will be more than happy to look into your profile. And within the HR itself, if you're not looking forward to change the domain, not every organization is actually actively using data and analytics to work within their HR domain. But yes, there are organizations, at least the big organizations, who are having thousands and thousands of manpower working for them. They are using HR analytics to derive benefit for the organization, as well as for the people who are working in the organization. So within your field, yes, you can use. Outside your field, opportunities do exist to use your expertise within the consulting domain or KPOs, that is a knowledge processing companies, research companies will be more than happy to look into your profile. And the other opportunity is, if something at all you are looking forward to start on your own, because you do have a strong experience in both the sides. If you do look forward to start something within the HR consulting domain, that is something which is again up for grabs. In fact, one of the female participants in our program, she was earlier from IBM and she was working in a similar kind of a domain. After doing the program, she has started her own consulting, and that is where I'm coming from. This is the example where I'm giving you from. So opportunities do exist depending upon how you want to move ahead after the program. Swagat Roy has asked that between the two classroom session, if I get stuck in between on any particular topic or a module, then how to clarify the doubts. So Swagat, I told you during the presentation that you can anytime reach out to the program office. You will be having the access of Olympus, that is a learning management system. You just need to either call them or write your query, and during the daytime your query will be immediately answered, and you will be put in touch with an industry mentor or a guide who will help you in solving your doubts and query, so that you don't get stuck and you can move ahead. So that is something which will be provided from your our end. Nidhi has asked that is this course recognized in Australia as a master's or equivalent? So Nidhi, this is a certificate program. It's not a degree or a diploma program. In certain countries, yes, the program does get recognition depending upon company to company, because it is also an internationally certified program, which is being I mean, Illinois Institute of Technology is giving certificate for the program. So many times candidates have come to us and they have taken a letter of different documents which is required, and the certificate they have presented, and they have been able to get the job, not just purely on the basis of the certificate, but yes, also on the basis of the kind of skill set which they have acquired. So because what we are teaching here is not only relevant to the Indian context, but it is also relevant to the international context. So in certain cases, yes, it will be recognized in other countries. In certain cases, it might not be, depending upon the requirements of the that particular organization. But if you are looking for pursuing further PhD kind of a work with the help of this certificate, then yes, it will be difficult to do that. Then Pariki Swapna has asked that in how many months will be placed in the organization after the completion of the course or in the middle. So Swapna, what happens is that if we start sharing any job opportunity with you when you are like only like 6 months into the program or 5 months into the program, then it would not make a lot of sense, because most of the things you would have not learned by then. You would have learned most of the things only by 8th month or ninth or 12th month. Between 9 to 12th month, you would have gone through most of the things. You would have had a good experience. You would have gained confidence in terms of presenting yourself to the outside world, that okay, you can you can go out and present your candidature, and that is when we'll start sharing the opportunities. So the what we have traditionally seen is that within 6 months or so, between 6 to 12 months after graduating from the program, around 70% of the candidates have been able to transition. A lot of them have been able to transition even within like couple of weeks or months after graduating from the program. Few of them have even got transition during the program, depending upon at what stage of the skill set they are in during the program and after the program. It goes into defining that how quickly you are able to transition into different organization or within your own organization. Kunal has asked that I'm a BTech graduate, so instead of MBA, if I choose to go with this program, will it be sufficient to go in long run? Now, Kunal, I mean, there can be multiple answers to this. I would definitely want to understand your perspective, that why do you want to actually go ahead and do analytics? Uh, Whether the reason is because analytics is something which is fairly upcoming in nature, and it is showing a lot of growth and prospects and opportunities are there. If that is the reason, then you need to find more valuable reason within that. Are you genuinely interested in analytics, or why exactly you want to move into this domain? But in general, I can answer you. Both the programs offer two different they serve two different purposes. MBA is serving a specific purpose, whereas analytics program is serving a different purpose altogether. MBA is more related to management skill sets and education related to that, whereas analytics is purely focused on how to use analytics within different domains, or how to use analytics to improve the efficiency of an organization, of a process, of a function, right? Now, we have definitely seen that the demand for jobs within niche areas like analytics or artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning, these kind of the demand for those jobs are definitely increasing. There are professionals who are having jobs within who have education just within the analytics area, and they are actually doing really good. People who joined this program like 3 years back, they passed out from the program, they started from a smaller organization, today they are working in companies like Microsoft or McKinsey or different organization. And yes, it means that they will be able to go for a longer duration, but what we are also realizing slowly is that you need to constantly upgrade yourself. And MBA will upgrade you in a separate manner. Analytics program will skill you in a very niche area, which is very uh, uh, upcoming and in nature, as well as the kind of opportunity which are getting generated. All those things, I mean, both the things have separate opportunities for you, depending upon why exactly you want to do either of the things. You'll have to share the reason with us. Sikandar has asked that how can we apply for education loan? So Sikandar, once you get an admission offer from our end, you will we will be sharing the details of the education loan provider organizations which are associated with us, and along with the offer letter, you'll have to submit the loan documents with them. You can get in touch with them, and they will take the process further ahead from there. Aman has asked that I'm in Middle East, which has weekends on Friday and Saturday. How can I join this course? So Aman, there are candidates who do come from Singapore and Middle East, and they join our different centers. Some of them are in Chennai, some of them are in Bangalore. So that is something which they do try and manage. And in certain occasions, if, as I said, if you are missing any of the classroom session, on certain occasions you can go back and check the recording of that classroom session, so you will not be able to miss on those aspects. Otherwise, Friday and Saturday anyway you are available for the classroom session. Sunday is something, if you are missing on certain occasions, and on certain days you can take leave. So that mixture is something which that is what most of our candidates who are coming from outside India, they are using that facility of recorded videos to actually cover up that gap. And similarly, you can also look forward for that. Pooja has asked that for a candidate from engineering background, what is the knowledge required in this course? So Pooja, I've already answered this similar kind of a question. So uh, you need to be comfortable with data, you need to be comfortable with statistics, and you need to spend some time on practicing on different tools and techniques. We will be starting on in terms of working on tools, we will be starting from basics. You'll have to work upon it and build up your expertise over a period of time, and that is something which we have seen. I mean, in fact, majority of the candidates are from the engineering background in the program, so that should not be a problem for sure. So Rahul has asked that what is the salary I can expect 5 years of experience in IT industry of healthcare. So Rahul, see, any number which I will give you at this point of time will not make or will not do justice or will not make sense. I might be actually wrong in saying that number. What I can, I've already shared the what is the industry doing at this point of time. What I can definitely tell you from my experience is that the candidates who have joined the program, they do not get considered just as pure freshers. The experience which you have had in the industry, that definitely gets counted on the domain side, and the compensation which you get gets compensated accordingly. What we have seen on an average is that around 39 to 41%, that is the range. In fact, 45%, 39 to 45% is the range of hike which our candidates have got at different experience level after doing this program. So that is something which you can definitely look forward to, provided the kind of effort which you would have put into the program. Pradeep has asked what is the accreditation of the program. So Pradeep, it is a certificate program which is wherein you will be getting us two different certificate. One you will be getting from Great Lakes Institute of Management, and the other one you will be getting from Stewart School of Business from Illinois Institute of Technology from US. So two separate certificates you will be getting during the program. Swarit has asked, will statistics be taught in the class? Yes, statistics will be taught in the class. Pradeep has asked that if there is a situation where I need to take a break due to unforeseen situation, what would be the support to continue the training? So Pradeep, actually, I missed telling this point, and thank you for actually bringing up this question. So what we do is that uh, in case if you're taking a break from the program, you can actually come back, and for if you're taking a break for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, after that duration you can come back and rejoin the program in a new batch from wherever you have left. That is something which we provide as an option to our candidate. If you're getting transferred from one location to the another location, and if you're offering the program there, we'll be more than happy to transfer your candidature to that location, so that option can also be made available to you. So that flexibility is provided. Swagat has asked that, so whatever in the videos will be covered in detail in class also, or some part of the video will be skipped? So Swagat, everything what we are teaching in the program, the modules what you have listed on the in the curriculum side, everything will be covered in the classroom session. And the videos what I was talking about is something which will help you in understanding the program much better when you are at the when you are back at home. But most of the learning, majority of the learning will happen in the classroom session. So I think we have already overshot the time quite a bit now. We are already at around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or so. What I would do is that we will definitely reach out to people whose question we have not been able to answer. Visha Karthik is requesting to take the question. I'll just take one more question in that case. I'm just give me a second, please. So Visha, I am not able to see your question in the question panel. If it would be great if you can just type in your question again, because I'm not able to see your question in the question panel. Okay, yes, I can see that now. How you assure that we are learning properly and following the course? So that is the question which you have asked. And what we do is that there are a couple of things. So first of all, the entire module what is distributed and in a structured manner. So it does not happen that we just dump every aspect of the program in one go on you. Every module is released in a structured manner to you in phase wise, right? Every week, every month, there are certain modules which are actually opened up for you, and you can go ahead and then accordingly work on that. Similarly, there are assignments, there are case studies, there are project work accordingly which are actually shared with you. Continuously you are being evaluated throughout the 12 months. So it does not happen that only after 3 months or so we will ask you to sit and write an examination. That is, this program is not on those lines. After every classroom session you are getting various assignments or case studies or project work or group discussion processes which are happening, and on the basis of that we try and ascertain where, at what level or at what point of understanding you are in the program, right? And that is just not theoretical, that is practical. And on the basis of that, certain corrective actions are taken. So if you're falling behind in something, you are in need of support, then the program management actually helps you out in clarifying those doubts and queries by connecting you to mentors, industry faculty, or anyone who can actually help you out in that process, right? So that is something which we do, as well as there is a continuous program office support throughout the 12 months of the program, which will help you in understanding much deeper on how we can move ahead. So there is a constant support which is provided. What we have noticed is that most of the times candidates are not able to move forward because there is no one to actually help them out when they are stuck, and the program management office or program office support actually helps you in getting rid of that hurdle which the candidates actually face. So that is something which is there, as well as the pedagogy of the curriculum is such that you do not find it very tedious or very difficult to understand, right? And that is because of the faculty who teaches in the program, right? As I said, when you will apply, you will see one of the videos of one of our top faculties who is there, who is teaching in the program. There is an access which you will be getting. You can see that how easily he actually teaches and explains the concepts, right? So the basic idea is to make things as simple as possible, so that everyone is able to understand, and the pace of the lectures which we are actually delivering is something which is neither too fast nor too slow. We try and maintain a decent pace so that people who are lagging behind a little bit, they are also able to catch up by a little bit of practice and support from our end, or the faculty's end, or from the programs management end. So there is a constant feedback process which is there, wherein we take feedback from you about the faculty, about the curriculum, about the program. If there is any kind of improvement required, which we do that. There is a constant feedback which we will be giving you, that where you need to improve, if you're falling behind, if you're doing well, how you can do further well, if you're doing a project, how to guide you during that project. Everything is closely monitored by the program management support, and that is how we keep track of all the candidates. So I think I have answered your question in that case. And again, I would definitely would love to answer every question possible, but the time is something which is not allowing me to do that. I can see there are a lot of questions which are still there, pending to be answered. What I would definitely promise you all is that you will be receiving a call from our end to answer all these specific questions which you have. And uh, right now you can see there is an email ID on my screen also. You can reach out to me, we can have a call, over a call we can have a discussion about your profile individually, because I would not want to spend more time on, because the others are also waiting accordingly. So please do write a mail to me. Anyone who wants to drop in your mobile number in the chat section can drop in the mobile number in the chat section. We will definitely reach out to you, and we promise that we will address the queries which you have uh, asked us by today end of day, or by tomorrow for sure. So that is something which we'll do. Thanks a lot for joining us today, and in case if there is any doubts or concern which you have, you can reach out to me on my email ID, or there is a admissions office email ID and phone number also written there. We'll be more than happy to answer to you. And for sure, people who are sending their mobile numbers, as well as people for whom we have not been able to answer the questions, we will reach out to you within next 24 hours for sure. Thanks a lot for taking our time. Thank you.